Kentucky gets a win, snaps out of the little bit of a losing skid, winning 72-63 in Columbia. Kentucky went in as about a 6.5-point favorite. Expectations to beat South Carolina, one of the worst teams in the conference. They had just come off a 7-game losing streak before stealing a win against Mississippi State last Saturday. You know, if we really, really, really wanted to be picky, we wish Kentucky could have gone down there and blown them out. Just been a fun night from start to finish, but that was not the case. South Carolina started out kind of hot, hit 4 3-pointers early. It looked kind of like the Georgia and Florida game where you have a team not known for shooting threes well, giving them a little too much cushion, making them pay. They had 4 of 8 as Kentucky struggled from the field. Kentucky went 1 of 7 from 3 early on. South Carolina led 12-5, led around 15-13, led for about half of the first half. And then Kentucky went on a big 10-0 run, highlighted by Denzel Aberdeen hitting back-to-back 3-pointers, forcing South Carolina to call a timeout. It was mostly Cats from there. They'd get up 7. South Carolina would crawl back, a little bit of a back and forth, but never truly felt threatened, and they pulled away in the end to win big. Aberdeen with 19 points. He's your star of the game. Not only did he hit those 2 threes, he had 4 in the game, but they all seemed timely, had a lot of big buckets. Otega-Owe, actually a quiet game. A 30-game streak of double-digit scoring came to an end tonight. Otega with 8 points on 3 of 13 shooting. Aberdeen was helped out in scoring by Mo Diabate off the bench with 12. Big second half on him. We'll be bragging on Mo D with Aberdeen. Colin Chandler got up to 10 with a late 3. That was important. And my guy Yelovich, who I predicted as the MVP with 11. Kind of a mixed bag from Yelovich, some highs and lows. But Billy R. Sports, that was my long-winded, quick, what do they call it? Like the view from however many feet? That was my quick analysis. Yeah. How do you feel about just getting out of that 3-game losing funk and getting a win? I don't care if it was against a team that's not very good.
Well, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in studio and visiting my troll house here.
Yeah. I meant that in a polite, loving way.
I'm excited for an evening with Drew Franklin, even though some might get that on Thursday night as well in Madisonville.
More on that later.
But yeah, man, they had to win. It was must win. They snapped the 3-game losing streak. I'm going to try to be positive on this postgame show, Drew, because there was a chance this would have been an all-time postgame show if they would have lost that game to a bad South Carolina team. But like I said, I'm going to try to be positive. This team finds a way to win with Otega-Owe having a rough night. Denzel Aberdeen once again stepping up and being the player that the NIL dollars are paying for with that guy. And then Mo D, you mentioned him. I mean, his energy and relentlessness in the second half, I think, is the reason why Kentucky won that game. I also let out a loud bang when Colin Chandler hit that 3. If you know anything about me,
he did it again.
You know I'm going to be yelling out a bang, even if we're next to the president of ESPN. But it was just kind of a sigh of relief, honestly, that they won that game. And probably signs of maybe this team's ceiling being a little bit lower than we think.
Yeah, that was a game, like I said, if we wanted to get picky, we could have asked for, go out and kill them, but really just get out of there with a win. We just came off Kentucky's first 3-game losing skid in 5 years. The bubble talk was getting very real. It never felt real until today, and if you had lost this game, you were on the bubble, and people that had that we're not making the tournament conversation, that conversation was there to be had with 3 games left. But I think this game puts an end to that. Honestly, you could lose the next 3. Those are all quad 1 opponents. I don't think it'll hurt your seed line too much. If anything, you can win the next 3 or 2 of them, whatever, and maybe help out. But today was just a big exhale. Get out of the gutter and get a win in the SEC.
I mean, it felt real, though, Drew. I mean, it was a half-empty arena. South Carolina, who's 331st in three-point percentage, hits 4 threes in 4 minutes, and you're going, what is going on? Like, here we are again, not able to chase somebody off the 3-point line. But they stick with it. Somehow win this game. You mentioned the guy Yelovich. I think at times he passed up some open shots, but did what he needed to do to contribute to the team.
He didn't pass up on 3-pointers. As someone who was rooting for him, my man took a lot of threes tonight. 1 of 6.
Well, he was open.
He was open.
He was open. He could have shot maybe double that amount tonight. He was so open, but he only hit 1 of them. 7 of 25 from 3. So they were shucking it up a lot tonight.
Yeah, Yelovich, well, really the big storyline is he and Diabate. Is more so Yelovich early, Diabate in the second half. But you needed to get something out of that 4 spot. We kept talking about how, you've wasted career games with Owe lately, and that backcourt has been so good, and you need help with them. The combination of Yelovich and Diabate tonight, what they did stepping up beside Marino, who was huge rebounding. He had 8 and 11. That was a big difference maker. The front court, as much as this back court has been the team's identity lately, the front court did it tonight. Would they end up winning the rebounding battle by like
48 to 28?
Good Lord.
Yeah.
18 offensive rebounds. South Carolina, not known as a good rebounding team, wasn't really a threat that they could win that, but 48 to 28 is something. As I said, Moreno with 11 leading the way. Garrison, I'm confused at how I want to react to Brandon Garrison. He had some moments. There were some flashy passes. He had a couple assists.
Yeah.
There was a missed dunk. There were a couple times where I think he got caught in the quicksand. But overall, a slight improvement from my frustrations at the end of the Auburn game. I still don't know how to react to the Brandon Garrison experience, but in the first half, he was a wild ride. But he did provide some off the bench, a little bit of effort. He was a good rebounder tonight. He had 7 to back up Marino. So I'm not gonna put down Garrison, even though there were some moments. It's another wild ride with him.
He had an offensive rebound and a putback that was pretty big, and Mo Diabate did around the same time. He only played 13 minutes, BG. So I mean that's about right with the amount of time he should be playing, don't you think?
Just right. And he's not the only one with a missed dunk. Diabate tried to cram on someone's face and got blocked, and then it hit him and went out of bounds. That was a tough look when everything was going for him.
Sure.
Owe needs 2 points to get to double digits, has the breakaway, and just clanks it on the front of the rim on a one-handed dunk there. So that's it. 0 for 3 by my count on the dunk. So not just Garrison there that couldn't finish tonight at the rim.
Owe was really struggling tonight. What do you think it was just the emphasis was on him, double teams every time he got the ball? Or was he pressing tonight? Why do you think he struggled so much?
The scout was on him. I mean, he had to come down a little bit. I mean, 3 of 13 for 8 points is a bad night overall. But we just, what was it, like 10 straight 20-point games? At some point, he was allowed to cool off a little bit. And, it didn't hurt him. Still got the win. And he had 5 assists, which is big. He stepped up 5 steals. Stepped up in other ways.
And that goes back to my first point, is that this was big for this team to win without Owe scoring 20 in the game. Now, Chandler hit the first 3 of the game, and then it didn't feel like he hit another shot until the very end. He did end up with 10, I think. So he chipped in as well. But, I mean, I think Denzel Aberdeen deserves the praise of Big Blue Nation. Not only this game, but these last few games. Even the one where he was sick and still played well in that last game versus Auburn. He is definitely changed into a very different player than he was in the first half of the season.
Yeah, 5 assists, no turnovers. That's his 6th game with 3 or more threes. Whoever called him Denzel Airbaldine earlier in the season, they should be ashamed of themselves, because, yes, he had a few air balls early on and he wasn't knocking down shots. But since SEC play, I mean, Owe's been outstanding, but Aberdeen's been right next to him, putting this team on his back. And another big game tonight from him. Why are you laughing?
Is that what you...
I didn't say I called him that. People called him that earlier on.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he did air ball a lot early on in the season. That's not me making this up. I'm saying it as a compliment. He's really got it going, especially from 3, which has been a big part of the team turning around a little bit as the years go on.
Yeah, and he's adjusting to life without Jalen Lowe as well, right? I mean, that was maybe part of the transition that maybe took a little bit longer than people thought with him. So it's good to see him play well, and man, you needed that. Like, just for the good vibes going into Saturday and before the SEC tournament. Now you feel that you're squarely in the NCAA tournament, like you said, Drew. And you can just start to build some momentum that you have left for this season, I guess.